Hello, there we are. Y'all can hear me now, right? Give me the virtual okay. Boy, this is funny. I'm gonna have to go back. And start this thing over. But guys, give me the virtual thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me. And once you say you can hear me, we're gonna start this thing over. And for you guys that's gonna see this later, y'all won't even know this happened because I'm gonna chippity chop it up. Good now. Okay, let me explain to you guys what just happened. But first, welcome back to Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, and I am so happy to be back. Excited, elated, ecstatic. Because as you can see, I'm back at the crib, back in the still basement, virtual Heinz Field behind me. Life can't get better than that, right? We are back. We're no longer at my wife's father's house. Had a great time there, but it just wasn't my environment. We had the Harry Carson jersey in the back and the Giants football and no good lighting. Just wasn't for us, right? This is the steel table. The Steelers. This is our environment. We need all of this in its full glory. So I'm happy to be back. Really quick announcement, guys. You're probably going to hear background noise. You hear my little dog barking in the background. You might even hear my sister-in-law's little mini dog barking in the background, because let me explain to you why. For whatever reason, my sister-in-law thought it was a great idea to have my nephew's birthday party at my house tonight. Does she not know today is Tuesday? Does she not know Terrible Towel Tuesday comes before anything else? I don't think she understands that. Now, granted, my wife hooked it up with the Taco Tuesday, but this still a time, baby. Still a time. You think I'm not going to do the show after being away for so long? So I say all that to say this. You might hear some noise in the background. It's a boatload of kids here. Leonard is actually here. So if you guys see Leonard in the chat, he's upstairs. He's literally right upstairs. I just said said to him, I'll be back going to do the show. So if he's in the chat, know that Leonard is actually in my home right now. But that ain't gonna stop the show. We about to get it on. What's going on, folks? Let me take a sip of water. I'm so happy to be back. Y'all can tell, right? Everything just won't the same. Things just ain't the same for gangsters. For you rap people, y'all know where that line came from. It just won't the same when I wasn't in my environment, man. Just won't the same. But what's up, man? Let's say hello to everybody. And I know I'm going to see a whole bunch of people saying there was no sound. I figured it out, though. What actually happened, man, my streaming software, for you guys that care to know. And let me know if I'm a little too loud. I think my mic is a little loud. So you guys let me know. If it is, I will scale it back a little bit because they did an upgrade to my mic software. And I think the volume reads now in dB versus actual number. So I might have it up a little loud. But anyway, took my mic with me, right? When we were down in Florida, I took my mic with me. And when I unplugged it, it reset my streaming software. So the streaming software was no longer producing audio from my microphone. I didn't notice that until you guys said something. I mean, I was hearing myself, but when I looked down, I noticed, there's no volume meter. So that's what happened. But again, let me know if I'm too loud. If the music's too loud, let me know so we can get everything back on track. But what's up to Still a Nation 412, Brent Fox, Lydell Dorsey, Miss Lanisha, how you doing this evening? Miss Lanisha, Amon Bozeman, good sir, Jason Winningham, how you doing this evening, sir? Daredevil, Let's Toast Media, Why Diggy, Michael Garman, and Why Diggy, by the way, I got a video coming maybe tomorrow. I wanted to get it out today, talking about that ESBC. Just a little sidebar right there. Jalen Smith. C. Antoine Hill, what's going on, good brother? Dietrich Bundick. Who else we got in here? The real Missy 868. If you are a female, hello. Welcome. We always like to give our ladies a special hello. Oh, here's another one. Sheila Henry. I'm assuming you are a lady, but could be a guy using your account. But if you are a lady, hello, Miss Sheila. We like to give our ladies proper shine here. Take care of you guys way better than we take care of the guys. Still City Batman. Luis D. Bill C. 117. Mount Mooch. Yo, I love that name right there. I love that name, Mooch. That's dope. I love that. Let's see who else we got, man. Anybody else? Shadow Slayer, my brother Tony in the building. And that's about it. Jerry Dixon, Eric McDuffie, and all right, we'll leave it at that. But again, like I said, guys, if y'all hear anything in the background, y'all understand why. And y'all let me know. Is it too loud or is it not? Y'all let me know. Give me the AOK, guys, and then we're going to jump right in. Y'all let me know if I'm loud or not, just right. As soon as y'all confirm that, we're going to dive right into the topics. I just heard somebody slam the door. Probably my son. I'm worrying about everybody else, and it's probably my little man that's doing it. All right, we good. All right, man, let's get into it, man. I don't want to waste you guys' time tonight, man. I'm just all over the place, so I'm so happy to be back at home, guys. I'm so happy. I mean, I miss my other family, of course, but it's nothing like being home in your own confinement, especially when we got football coming in 2 days, which is going to be interesting for me, by the way, because y'all know I have my other podcast on Thursday nights that starts at 8, so that's going to be a little weird, but we'll make it work. I'm going to do a post-game show regardless, whether I see the full game or not. I'm going to be doing a lot of this that night, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, tonight's topics, man, we want to dive right in. Biggest topic of the night, could Ben Roethlisberger play beyond 2021? Yeah, it's a little rumbling out there right now, but another topic I want to get into, you guys are seeing him in the thumbnail. You already know when the thumbnail is there. It's a reason. Dwayne Haskins. We're hearing a lot about Dwayne Haskins from Coach Tomlin and others. Could he possibly become the number 2? We'll talk about that. Troy Polamalu, man, and Jerome Bettis unfortunately test positive for COVID-19, man. So I just want to, take a quick moment and we'll dive into that. I'll probably get into that first. And then I want to talk about what's up with Shakur Brown. Shakur Brown has been a little quiet. So I want to talk a little bit about that and, just talk about the cornerback position so far as we're hearing. Shout outs to Steelers Depot. I know Alex Kazua has jumped into this chat before, so if he sees this again, great job you're doing out there, Alex, man. I swear you and Dave, man, I wish I had the capacity to do it as much as you guys do. We still would do it a little different, respect the way you guys do it. You are super informational, but you guys have been great giving us updates and special podcasts each night, and Alex has been at training camp, so thank you for that. Because you, Alex, and Dave, if he was there, I listen to what you guys have to say more than anyone else because I know where it's coming from rather than just speculation. But from what we're hearing, some couple things to keep our eyes on in training camp, and we'll get to see it on display hopefully here on Thursday. So let's dive into the COVID topic real quick, man. Y'all know COVID-19. Y'all know how I feel, man. You guys know, the tragic tragedy that hit my family with it, for you guys that know, we'll leave it at that. I probably won't reference it. If I do, but So it's real. It's a real thing, man. And it's really sad right now that seem like it's growing again. If you look at the cases, actually, I'll read it to you right now. With this whole Delta variant, as of right now, it's saying yesterday's numbers, 135,811 new cases. The 7-day average right now is 85,866. We're getting back close to, pandemic status. So it's unfortunate that we all have to deal with it. I just, I say to you guys this, I'm not going to be one of those guys that sway you either way or any other way. I'll say this, do what you have to do to be safe. Okay, if that means getting the vaccine, good job, right? For those of us who've gotten vaccinated, okay, that's what we thought was the best thing to do. But on top of that, we still got to wear masks because a lot of people now we're finding out are being reinfected, right? If you have not gotten the vaccine, which is definitely, you ain't gonna hear no complaint out of me. Y'all know how I feel about vaccines in general. Just be safe. Be safe. Go back to safety measures. Keep your mask on. Stay 6 feet away. Just be with the people that you are around and just be safe. I'm not going to sit here and tell nobody to go do this, go do that. Just be safe. That's it. But it has now hit the Steelers, I'm reluctant to say luckily because I care about these guys just as much, but I will say luckily it hasn't affected the current Steelers or Steelers staff so far this season. But it's unfortunate, man. Jerome Bettis and Troy Polamalu, which, is going into the Hall of Fame. That would be this weekend. So I wonder how that's going to affect him. Like, is he going to be able to be at the event and be enshrined into the Hall of Fame? It's crazy. But I just say it, man, to say this. It's all around us, guys, so we're going to have to be smart about it. I was planning to go to Heinz Field this year. I still would like to if I can get to a game, but it's all going to depend on what's going on in the world. And speaking of that, there's the background noise because they're literally right above me, and I think they're about to say happy birthday, so buckle up. But while we're talking about COVID, man, I'll give you my quick thoughts on what the NFL is doing. I'll be quick on this. I don't really like mandates. I don't like mandating people to do. I just don't like that. And everybody's going to have a different opinion. We're not going to make this a political show tonight, but I just feel like allow people to do what they need to do to be safe. Put safety measures in place and let people abide by that and move on. Now, the idea of forfeiting games and stuff like that, boy, we sure could have, benefited from that last year when we got screwed with the bye, because of the Titans and whatever happened there. And again, I don't want to blame nobody because it's a virus. You don't know what people are doing. I know, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to play the blame game. But now they coming up with that when us here biased. Yeah, I'm gonna say it for that scenario. We were biased Steelers fans in that week saying, hey, they need to forfeit. Now look at this. Now in the NFL, I guess they see it our way. But other than that, man, I think one of the Vikings coaches, they let him go because he didn't get vaccinated. It's weird. It's just weird times right now, man. And I just hope that things work out to where people are not affected so much, like from what Mike Tomlin has been saying, he's happy that the Steelers, it won't be an issue. So that must mean that the required percentage amount of people have been vaccinated. That was their choice, and the Steelers shouldn't be affected. But we'll see, man. I didn't want to spend so much time on that, but it is a topic, right? It is a topic. Moving right along. What else we got here tonight? And prayers to Polamalu and Jerome Bettis. Aside for the fact of him not being able to potentially go to the Hall of Fame, ceremony, he says he's doing fine. Hopefully he is. Okay, let's pray for them. Let's hope they get through it. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't, and I know that all too well. So prayers to the Polamalu family as well as the Bettis family. Hope those guys, man, can get through this thing, and hopefully there's no long-term effects. Let's talk about some camp stuff. We've heard a couple names being tossed around. A couple of guys are getting playing time, some because of injury and, some just because of curiosity by the coaching staff. But there's a name that we're not hearing. There's this guy that a lot of us said may have had the potential to be the slot corner or possibly, coming into OTAs and minicamp and things like that we thought he had a shot. Haven't heard his name at all. We haven't heard anything about Shakur Brown. Nothing. It's a little interesting. That we haven't heard anything. But hold on, guys. Round of applause to my good brother there, Luis D. Appreciate the donation. Let's throw the applause. Definitely appreciate you. I don't know if you heard it because it looks like, let me see, is the round of applause playing correctly? It's probably not. I told y'all I'm all over the place tonight, man. Hold on, guys. Let me get straight real quick. I got to give you guys credit, right? I have to. You're the reason why I do this whole thing. Now, we're in my stream deck. Let me make sure, man, the applause plays properly. And I know some of you guys might say, doesn't matter, but it matters to me. It really matters to me, and here we go. I think I got it now. Let's throw that again. There it is. You guys should be hearing it now. Thank you, my brother, for the donation. I really appreciate that. So let's read your comment here. He says, we talked about if you wouldn't mind Pierre starting. Every time at the end of practice, he has a pick off of a quarterback and can't wait to see him in the actual game. I'm definitely going to get into that in just a second. So really quick, Shakur Brown, we're not hearing nothing. It's not good. Now, we all know how training camp works. Depth chart order a lot of times comes from seniority and things like that. So guys really have to work. And unfortunately, when you're dealing with a 90-man roster, sometimes you just don't get the opportunity. That's just is what it is. So hopefully he gets a chance to shine and play a little bit in these preseason games. But we're not hearing his name at all. In fact, we've already talked about it. I talked about it recently. The two guys who are getting all of the shine in the nickel spot are Antoine Brooks Jr. and Arthur Marlette. And I'm very interested in seeing how this competition plays out because clearly the coaches have their eyes on those two as being the slot guy. And it's strange, right? We all knew that Antoine Brooks could potentially play that, coming out of college, but that wasn't really where we slated him. So it's very interesting to see that this is where he's perking up. I was thinking maybe dime backer. That's all I had been saying last season and stuff that, he would be that role. But I didn't see this coming. So it's interesting to see that, yeah, it could be him, could be Arthur Marlette. I'm cool with either one of those guys win the job. Marlette is a veteran. I honestly don't know how good or how not good he is. I'm not all the way familiar with his game. I've seen him a couple times, but I didn't watch, the Jets to that degree. But, if he wins the job, then obviously he's doing good enough. So I'm rooting for those two guys, but I am kind of rooting for Shakur Brown, man. I just want to see if he can do enough to at least stick around, man. Maybe get a practice squad spot, but it's not good that we're not hearing his name. Now, let's go right to talking about Pierre. I told you guys, I see Leonard commented. Yes, Leonard is here. He's upstairs. It's crazy. And hopefully you guys are not hearing all the ruckus that's going on up there. But, yeah, man, it's crazy. And you're right. Lydell says you're not hearing from Mark Gilbert either. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But let's talk about James Pierre, man, as we talk about the nickel spot. We've talked about this already, but, hey, this is Terrible Towel Tuesday. The real one. We're back. So we're going to rehash some of these topics that we talked about while I was down in Florida. We're going to do it the right way. Listen, James Pierre is continuing to impress. We are hearing his name quite often from the coaching staff and from guys like Alex Kozor who are out there and others. There's other reporters, other beat writers as well that's mentioning his name. But what we do know for sure is this guy is getting his hand on the ball. Or getting PBUs. If you watch Minkah Fitzpatrick, if you watched his interview, he even said it himself. He talked about, y'all hear it? The happy birthday. They singing it now. But yeah, they even talked about it. Listen, I have no beef or no problem with James Pierre emerging as the outside cornerback opposite of Joe Hayden and Cam Sutton sliding inside. I have no problem with that because what it does mean in that case is we have more firepower when we choose to go dime package. Situations where you got 6 DBs out there. Hey, maybe even you want to, we probably wouldn't do this, but even if you want to, do a 7 DB package, there's more firepower now if you have a guy like Pierre that's holding it down on the outside when we're in nickel and Cam Sutton slides inside. I have no problem with that because all of us are familiar with Cam. Most of us are familiar with what Cam Sutton has showed us from that position. So it wouldn't bother me whatsoever. The only thing that you could be losing a little bit is maybe he's not the blitzer that Mike Hilton was. Now, can he do that? Maybe. We just haven't really seen him take that role. He was more of the coverage guy. So I would assume if you have Antoine Brooks out there, can't say so much about Arthur Marlette, but if you have a guy like Brooks, his stature, his build, kind of where he, what he kind of was in college, he's probably the blitzer. So it could go either ways, man. And it just seems like we're going to have some opportunities that maybe none of us thought we would have on defense. You know, it looks like we might have a relatively decent, not going to say great, not even going to say good yet, but we might have a relatively decent secondary that decent enough along with that pass rush. We might be okay. But again, it's a lot still to be determined. It's just the idea of this stuff, man, it's got me itching. You know, I'm ready to see, especially with the pass rush now. I mean, come on. I mean, Highsmith is still doing what he's doing so far in camp, but then you got Melvin Ingram, man, that is either going to be the guy that spells you or y'all are rotating. I feel a lot better about the depth right now. You know, even if Cassius Marsh sticks around, because we're also hearing that Roche is not really perking. You know, it seems like Marsh is a little, you know, I said perking. Yeah, I left the word off there. I meant to say perking up. You know, we're not hearing his name bubbling, right? So it leads you to believe that maybe Cassius Marsh right now is leading the charge of the fourth guy, and I'm not so upset about him being the number 4, you know, because you're primarily going to go through that 3-man rotation, given the fact that everybody stays healthy. So there you have it. But yeah, Luis, long way of me getting to the answer there. I have no problems at all with that. If Cam Sutton is kicked inside and Pierre is doing enough to be the starter, because, you know, he's a bigger guy, you know, a long corner, you know, he might be our guy that can press and run. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Because honestly, man, listen, y'all know how I feel. I love Joe Hayden. I love what Joe Hayden has done for the Steelers. I loved his career before the Steelers, even though AB used to give it to him. I loved him as a corner. I loved him coming out of school. But he's getting older, you know, and Joe Hayden is not necessarily the guy that can turn and run anymore. You know, he's still keeping himself in good shape, man. But, you know, again, in the cornerback position, Father Time, y'all already know the rest of that saying. I ain't even got to finish it, right? Speaking of which, you know, we heard that Juju had a big touchdown, you know, against Joe Hayden, a 50-something yarder. And they said the ball didn't travel that far. So, you know, he actually was able to beat. Leonard just poked his head in here, guys. I was waving to him. He was actually able to beat Joe Hayden. And, you know, sounds like he's doing his thing on the outside. So it's a lot for us still to see about this team that I'm so excited, man. Y'all can hear it all in my voice, see it all in my face, man. You know, it's our team, man. This is what we're here for, the Steelers. All right, let's see what else we got. What else we got on the docket, man? I feel like I'm dragging through these topics, but I'm going to try to hurry it up here, man, so I can get to the phone calls. Let's see. Ben Roethlisberger. Let me take a swig before I get to that. Big Ben Roethlisberger. How do I feel about Ben Roethlisberger playing beyond 2021? I don't want to come off disrespectful or come off overly excited. So I'm going to try to stay somewhere in the middle. This could be an obvious statement, but this year will tell us a lot. I know that's cheating, right? Results bias. But this year will tell us a lot. If Roethlisberger plays to his capable self, as good as he played last year, let's be honest, Roethlisberger wasn't bad. There was times when we couldn't run the football, and there was times where his inaccuracy was showing up. But again, when you're throwing the ball 40-plus times a game, things are going to happen. And you're talking about a quarterback that at that time was 38 years old, right? Or was he? Did he turn 39 during the season? I can't remember when his birthday is. I know he's 39 right now. But either way, at least 38 years old, coming off of a reconstructive surgery to your elbow. I mean, you got to expect there's not going to be perfection. And he still played relatively well. What is the thing I always get on Ben about? Interceptions, and they were down. If I got it correct, I think Ben only threw like 10 picks. That ain't bad. That's not bad for our quarterback, the guy that was throwing double-digit picks for a couple of seasons in a row. That's not bad for Ben to only have 10, the gunslinger, and had over 30-something touchdowns. If I remember correctly. I could have that wrong, but y'all correct me if I'm wrong. It's not bad. So if he could play like that, I'm not going to say that I'm not ready to get rid of him, man, but to some degree, I do feel like it might be time to move on, but maybe the next guy isn't there yet, right? So I don't want us to be in a situation, A, where we're forcing him out because we want to just try to turn the page if he still got some in the tank. B, I don't want to be in a position where, you know, he has to retire, and now we're trying to find this guy, and we're not sure that the guy is there. C, I don't want to be in a position where, you know, next year with more cap coming our way, now he's not as generous with his contract. I just don't want to be bind by cap for Ben Roethlisberger that's 39. I love Ben. Y'all know I do. What's the story I always tell? He is the only Steelers quarterback that allowed me to see 2 Super Bowl championships with my own eyes. Terry Bradshaw wasn't my era. Didn't see that. I saw Big Ben, and I've seen Big Ben be great. The Iron Man that he has been. You know, the shrugging guys off and the crazy passes and the touchdown pass to Santonio Holmes. I mean, it's so many. What about that pass? I can't remember who he was playing, but that when he go from this side to that side to that side and finally finds Heath Miller for a touchdown. Like, so many of those beautiful moments. Ben being Ben ball, you know. I love the guy. But at the same time, we always have to think about the future. So the question is always going to remain, can we win a Super Bowl? Do you think we are Super Bowl contenders when he plays? Whether that's this season or if we play good enough to feel like, hey, we could still get it done if we add a couple more things here. And I don't know. I just don't want to be strapped with cap, which, you know, we're projected to have a lot. But I just don't want to be in that situation where we're trying to sign Ben to another deal. And I mean, if it works out, it works out. But again, like I said, this year is going to tell us a lot. Whether it's time to start progressing towards another direction, because Matt Canada's offense, you know, probably could flourish even more with a different style quarterback. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, I'm not going to hate it if he stays, but I was right. 30. Well, I don't know if I said 33 or not, but I knew it was 10 interceptions and at least 30-something touchdowns. So yeah, that's not bad, man. If he could give us that this year and then still has that for the next year, it's not like I would be upset if we kept him. But you know, let's just see, because we can't forget that TJ got to get paid. So let's see. But all right, man. Let's get to the last topic here, and then I will take some phone calls. Dwayne Haskins. Listen, let me say it this way so you guys don't think that I'm drinking the Kool-Aid that we're hearing or too excited or too down. I'm going to stay right here in the middle. We're hearing that Dwayne Haskins is having a great camp so far. And guess what? We about to see for ourselves as the Steelers prepare. As the Steelers prepare for the Hall of Fame game, we're going to see some Dwayne Haskins. Let's just see. Because what if he does overtake Mason Rudolph? I'm not upset. That means he's earned it. And that's the thing I think people are stuck on. They're just stuck on, Dwayne Haskins. But what if he's actually playing good enough to be the number 2? Like, we all should be kind of like, okay. That's how we should all feel about this. Nobody should be upset at the talk of, can Dwayne Haskins take over Mason Rudolph? He's looking good in camp. Why is anybody upset about that? I'm seeing Steelers fans, and some of y'all may be in this chat. Why are y'all like shooting it down? I don't get it. Do you just not like him, or what if he's actually playing well? Like, what problem do you have with Dwayne Haskins if he ends up being good for the Steelers? I'm confused by that. People shooting it down. Oh, that dude's trash. Oh, but bruh, they're saying he's having a good camp. Even Tomlin has said it. So listen, y'all got to make up y'all mind. Y'all either hate Mason Rudolph or you love Mason Rudolph. Because now it's so many people I'm seeing defending that. No, Rudolph is definitely the number 2, and that's who I'd rather. But some of y'all was the same ones saying that Rudolph sucks. I'm confused. And again, guys, excuse the noise. That kid's acting crazy back there. Not mine. Mine is probably a part of it, but, his cousins are here, and y'all know. And I know y'all don't care, but it's just me. I'm professional about my stuff, man, so when it's not what it's supposed to be, I'm always going to explain what's happening. Y'all can respect that, right? But yeah, man, listen, if the dude turns out to be good for us, I don't understand where the problem is. I'm really having a problem understanding what the problem is with Dwayne Haskins potentially playing great enough, or good enough, let's say, not great, but good enough to be the number 2 quarterback. So there's my piece on that. But all right, man, let's see. Do we have any callers in the queue? Looks like right now only one. That is our good brother, Mr. Winningham. So let's get him on. 1 second here. Let me make sure everything's turned on, because I don't want another situation where you guys are potentially unable to hear him. All right, there it is. All right, so first up, area code 803. What you got for us?
Hey, good evening. How you doing today? Glad you had a good time and still was able to listen to your feelings week by week, what was going on with the Steelers. Speaking of Ben Roethlisberger, I mean, we've been blessed. I mean, this man has been here a generation. And but we all know at times it's time for a change, because the type of offense that Matt Canada has, Ben Roethlisberger actually almost restricts it to a fault. Between Mason Rudolph and Haskins, well, Mason understands what's going on probably a little bit better, but Haskins does have an elite arm. An arm that we just picked up basically for free. So I'm just, as competition, I'll be glad to see what happens in the preseason games Thursday night and therefore after. And that goes to all the positions on the football field. Maybe some of these rookies that you're speaking of may not, they're trying to adjust what's going on in practice. Maybe during the game will be a little different, and they might make more plays. But, you're in the NFL now, and those guys who last year, they had about another year experience. I'm going to be pretty excited to see what happens with our defensive line competition, because, we were blessed to have a lot of depth with guys like Isaiah Buggs. Guys going to be fighting for their lives. So I can't wait to see what happens with that, and him also with Justin Lane on the other corner behind. Joe Hayden. But thank you very much. I hope everybody have a great week. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you as well, Mr. Winningham, man. I see you have the 803 area code, and I think you confirmed this before that you're in South Carolina. And I thought about you when we passed South Carolina. I was like, oh, man, Mr. Winningham, somewhere around here. We actually stayed, I'm sure you're familiar with it since you're from you live in South Carolina. We actually stayed in Florence. Quick story for anybody who's ever traveled the 95 corridor. And man, driving from Pennsylvania to Florida is not pretty. So what we did that Thursday after last Thursday, we decided we just gonna hit the road after work. We left around 6:30ish, 7 o'clock probably by the time we got going. And my goal was to get from Tampa to at least Savannah, Georgia. That's like 5 hours. Just get a decent chunk out the way, get a room. You wake up the next morning and boogie it on up the road, right? We get to Savannah. And my lovely wife is trying to find hotels, and got to be honest with you, and the ladies will love this. They will appreciate this. Share a quick bougie moment with you guys. We can't just stay in any old hotel. I'm spoiled, guys. We're spoiled now, and sometimes when you have the luxury of being able to afford nicer things, that's what you like, right? I can't stay at like Howard Johnson no more. No disrespect. We try to find us at least a nice hotel, because that's where you're laying your head. You got your child with you. You don't want no bed bugs. So anyway, we're trying to find Marriott's or Hilton's, something nice stuff, right? Long story short, we call the hotel that we want to stay at, and we find out, well, no, we didn't call. Actually, we got off. My wife goes in, and the lady tells her we're all sold out. And she said, I'll actually save you some time. Every hotel in this little block is all sold out. So we was like, okay, a little strange. Go to the next exit that has nice hotels. Same thing. We're all sold out. She calls a few more in the area. We're all sold out. We go to the next exit. La Quinta. Nah, it ain't happening. We go to the next exit. Sold out. I'm like, yo. So at this time, I'm like, wait a minute now. It's getting late. How long am I gonna have to drive? You understand what I'm saying? Long story short, we ended up having to drive all the way to Florence, South Carolina. So that was a total of 7 hours. Was able to stay there, nice hotel, yada, yada, yada. Got up the next morning and we boogied on up the road, stopped off in Virginia, stopped off in Richmond to see my brother, my father. My dad treated us to lunch, and then, we ate, came on up the road. So just, quick little story. I'm sure some of you guys could care less about that, but, just bringing you guys into my life a little bit, So, like I said, Mr. Winningham probably is familiar with the area, being that he's from South Carolina. He says, I'm from Orangeburg, Florence. You were in the Big PD. Okay. Big P. All right, and here's the funny thing, Mr. Winningham, again, I'm getting a little crazy with it for you guys that don't know. My mother, God bless my mother, God rest her soul, she used to love eating at this place in Florence, off that same exit 164, I believe it is. It was a place called Thunderbird. They had great soul food there. So it was, my mom is always with me, right? Always. And it was just ironic that we ended up staying on that very exit. Like literally, the Thunderbird place is right down the street. And it was just super ironic, man. It was just crazy. But yeah, I miss my mom, man. You guys already know that story. But let's get to the next caller, man. I don't want to get sad on y'all. Next up, area code 678. I think this is our good buddy down. Our good buddy down in ATL, man. So let's get him on the line. 678, what you got for us?
Oh, thanks for taking my call, Sim. I appreciate you sharing that story. I enjoyed it, God bless your mother. God bless your family. I want to say, I'm so thankful for the competition. This is exactly what I wanted to take place. Now, Mason Rudolph, he's either going to make the team or he ain't going to make the team, similar to Landry Jones. Whole bunch of people that were able to just get by last year due to Zoom and Corona. That ain't happening this year. I said a little while back, I was thankful for the competition, and competition is that camp, baby. And I'm just so excited. I'm like the opposite of Allen Iverson, baby. I was excited about practice. We're talking about practice, not a game. Practice. But I wanted to also ask you, I was having a chance to talk with Keenan last week, and I don't know, I might be the only fan that's like this, because I go way back with the team, but do you have somebody in the division that you just can't stand? Because, like, for me, for example, and this goes all the way back, like, I've never liked Cleveland since Turkey Jones slammed Terry Bradshaw on his neck. I don't like Cincinnati, and I don't like Chris Collinsworth because He was burning our wide receivers. When I was a young kid, one of them years we went 5-11. And I don't like Chris Collinsworth to this day. And I'm a petty fan, so I hold on to stuff like that. But I just out of curiosity, do you have a team in the division that you just can't stand? Yeah.
Man, I actually do, man, and definitely thank you for your call. So hang on here so you can listen to my answer. It might surprise y'all, or maybe not. Some of y'all might know. It's the Bengals, man. I can't stand the Bengals. I just can't. And it probably started with Burfict. Now listen. To all fairness, if Burfict played with the Steelers, we probably wouldn't have had a problem with him. I don't like the dirty stuff, but, you know, a dude that played with that type of edge, I like it, if you can contain it. But just the way him, man, the attitude that they had when he was there and Pac-Man, that's when I really started hating them. Before that, with all due respect, but maybe not so much respect, I ain't pay the Bengals no mind. Man, they the Bengals. I didn't pay them no mind. I didn't hate the Browns. You know, I kind of knew about the old school rivalry with the Browns, but I didn't, you know, in my era, I didn't hate them. I just acknowledged them for who they were. They actually had a couple players a lot of times that I did like. But then even with the Ravens, I ain't never hate the Ravens. I actually respect the Ravens brand of football. So the Bengals is the one, man. That, oh gosh. I can't stand them, dog. I can't stand them. That might even be subliminally. That's probably why a lot of the games that I've attended at Heinz Field has been them. Just want to see us beat them. And then the way they beat us, like, oh, my last year, man, I can't stand the Bengals. I just can't stand them. Cannot stand the Bengals. Hate them. Hate them. AJ Green was my guy. Other than that, go ahead Bengals. I can't rock with y'all. Not even a little bit. But yeah, that would be my team, man, in the division. Everybody else, you know, I don't really hate. You know, it's all good. Hey, Miss Debbie, I see Miss Debbie showed up. How you been doing? As well as, I sounded real real old school how I said that just now, right? How you been doing? Also, Miss Odessa, I saw Miss Odessa in the chat as well. How are you doing, man? I always want to say hello to the lovely ladies. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. The ladies, we always got to show them respect. I like Burrow. I have no ill will towards Burrow, man, but he just got there. You know, Joe Burrow just got there, so I'm not putting that stain on him. But yeah, I can't stand the Bengals, man. Can't stand them. I just can't. But all right, man, what y'all got, man? I'll chill with y'all here for a little second here, man. Let you guys get some comments off, and then we'll get out of here. But I did, Mr. Winningham didn't go to his normal position, I don't think. So I want to chime in on that. Offensive line, man. I can't wait to see what this offensive line is or is going to be, or can I see them all together? Because we're hearing they're not all playing in unison. So I'm hearing good things about Najee. You know, Najee broke some couple long runs. He's running strong. You know, shout outs to some of those fans, even though, you know, the Steelers have asked for people not to post the videos, and I respect that. But for those fans who were daring and they put the videos out on Twitter, appreciate that. But we saw some nice runs from Najee Harris, man, and we're hearing good things from, you know, people who are there, that are out there, and even the coach saying he loves his demeanor, he loves his willingness for competition. And, you know, even Minka saying how his contact balance is ridiculous. I'm loving what I'm hearing. But we need to put a line in front of him. So I hope at some point, man, we're hearing about the would-be starting five, or at least when it starts to become clear who's going to be in the starting five. I like to see that team in action. I really would like to see that in action, man, because right now we don't know. You know, Kendrick Green seems like he has a clear path, but I know J.C. Hasenauer, did I say his name correct? I think he's back now. And, you know, I don't know what's going on with Kevin Dotson. You know, he hasn't participated in everything, but there's no real injury information. Chooks hasn't got out there. You know, we're hearing about Dan Moore. And speaking of Dan Moore, let me say this real quick. Oh, donation time. Hold on real quick, guys. Real quick, shout outs to C. Antoine Hill. I got to give you a round of applause. And I'm going to read your comment. He says, Sim, diplomats or the lock? See, Antoine has a way of talking about other stuff on this show, but it's all good. He's talking about the Dipset, for you hip-hop fans, or the locks. Now, I think there's talk of a versus between those two. Honestly, I don't know if it has happened. I think there's just been some talk. Let me be real brief with this really quick, and then I'll get back to football. Overall, I got to say locks. If we're talking about the duration of time that I would listen to the music. I like Dipset. I like their era. I like that time period that they had, because there was a time where the Dipset was smacking the game in the mouth. Like, they was just boom, boom, boom. Even here of late, who knew? Jim Jones is a guy that's actually starting to sound good. Like, his last album, El Capo, was pretty good. I never thought I would see the day where I would say that Jim Jones was nice at rapping. Somehow he's gotten good. I actually met Jim Jones, man, when I was doing music. I met him out in Houston, man. Pretty decent guy. He was high as gas. But he's a good dude. But, yeah, I think duration of time as far as who I would listen to for a longer period of time and career-wise, I'd probably go with the locks. But shout-outs to both camps. And as far as a versus, that would be a tough one, because Dipset got Anthem. Dipset got a lot of, joints that they could throw out there, but the locks got a lot of street records too that, they could pull from that side. So I don't know. I can't call it right now, but let's get back to football, guys. Dan Moore, listen, I like the aggression that it seems like that you're showing, but here's 2 times, maybe even 3, but at least 2 times we're hearing now that he's getting into these fights. Now, listen, I'm not opposed to camp fights and competition, because, that means you're going hard and you're putting your passion in it. But, all right, man, at some point, are you really going to fight your teammate? Like, all right, pipe it down now. If it happened one time or so, fine. Emotion got the best of you. But if it keeps happening, I don't condone that either. I heard Mike Tomlin kind of say, he doesn't want to entertain that. And I agree with him. It's your teammate. Now, again, when you're in the heat of the moment, I get it. We all been there, right? I'm the same guy that used to go out on the field. When I knew people from the other team, don't talk to me. I played against cousins, and I was like, I don't know you until clock strike 0. Ain't no time for friends and play. No. After the game, let's do it. But before the game, I ain't trying to hear that. So I get it, but at the same time, come on, man. Pipe it down just a little bit. But I like that energy, man. Who knows? He might, let's see. Let's see what happens at left tackle. The player's best ability is his availability. So let's see. Let's see. All right, throw some chats at me, man. I'm going to stick with you guys a little bit longer. It's been a while since we've been in this environment, man. Since I've been live. Throw some more stuff at me, man. What y'all got? Oh, the verses is happening tonight. See, I ain't been up on it. Okay. I might have to check that out. I didn't even realize it was tonight, man. Okay. I will tell y'all a secret. I'm not a big fan of Sheik Luch. Never have been. No disrespect. But he's probably the weaker link of the locks, in my opinion. And there's a very controversial... Here's a clue. I'm not going to tell you guys what song or what album, or even if it was with the locks or if he was by himself, but I will throw a clue out there. There's a very controversial line that Sheik Luch said in a song. Very controversial bar that just stuck with me. And I'm like, didn't like that, player. I'm going to leave it at that. Because I don't want to go, it could offend. I'm just saying. Very controversial. Ever since then, I was like, Nah, fam. I knew it was a reason why I ain't rock with you like that. But other than that, that boy Styles P, that boy Jadakiss, y'all know what it is. And that's the thing. If we just talk about talent, see, Dipset can't rock with them, bar for bar. You know, Cam depends on what Cam shows up, because I remember when he was Killer Cam, and that's when he was nice. But then when he started, rapping for the audience, I ain't mad, because that's how you get your money. Remember what Jay-Z said. Truth is, I want to rhyme like common sense. But after he got the mills, I ain't been rhyming like common sense. It's a business. So I'm never going to knock some of those MCs that they understand, dumb it down a little bit. But I like real hip hop. I like rappers. Y'all got to remember, I'm a MC. Like, I like lyrics. All right, let's see what y'all got. Throw some Steelers stuff at me, man. Yeah, that boy Kiss is a spitter. Have mercy. Talking about just pure spitting. That boy Kiss is a problem. What you know about that, White Diggy? I keep computers putin'. I feed them Ooka Nooba. Come on, Cam. But I get it. I understand. I get it, man. But I don't get it at the same time. I like purists. It's the same reason why, even in this new era, and I hate naming names because people will say, well, what about so-and-so? What about so-and-so? It's a whole lot of people that I like. But that's why of this new, and can't even really call these dudes new anymore, but that's why I was more into the Coles of the world, or my man Kendrick. You know what I mean? Even Drake, when he raps, when he decides to rap. But Drake, he plays both sides of the fence, which is cool. He came in like that. But there's others, even guys like Big Sean be snapping. Even some of the young boys, like right now, some people might not believe this, but Lil Baby, that's one of my guys right now. Lil Baby be going crazy. When you really listen to him, yeah, he be saying some stuff. But all right, man, my bad, guys. Back to football, because y'all know I could go hip-hop all day. I probably at some point, I don't know if I ever will, maybe I should do a hip-hop podcast. Which games am I trying to make it to this year? I might want to see that Seattle game, man. I think that's at Heinz Field. Other than that, I need to check the schedule to see, confirm which games are home games. But I think Seattle is one. That might be a candidate right there. I'd love to see, Russell Wilson up close. That would be nice. What's my prediction on the running back rotation? You guys saw that we just signed. Kenyon sent that to me earlier today as well. And I thank y'all for reminding me of that, man, because that was going to be a topic and I forgot. We just signed. Where is he? Here we go. We signed Brooks James back. Remember that guy? He wore number 40. And remember, some of us liked him. Tony Brooks James. He showed a little pop, had a little speed to him. And some of us kind of rooted for him. Wanted to see him get a little more time. Signed him back. But here's the bigger news. What's up with Benny Snell? Because I remember hearing Alex Kazor say it was some reports out there that he missed a practice or whatever. He didn't practice. Why would we be signing a running back? That makes me think that something's wrong with somebody. It's not Najee, because if it was Najee, of course, we would have heard by now. I think it's Benny Snell. Everyone else has been accounted for except for Benny Snell. So this is interesting. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. Yeah. So that's an interesting one, man. But yeah, and they're talking about this kid, Boosie, however you say his name, Rico Bussey. He said he's doing a couple things. And this is what's going to be interesting, man. A couple of these backup receivers are making a little bit of noise in practice. And it makes you wonder how safe Ray McCloud is, especially if one of these other dudes can return. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not ready to get rid of Ray. Let's just say that right now. Let me just put that on Front Street. I'm not ready to get rid of Ray McCloud. Ray McCloud, I'm telling you, he's this close to taking one to the house. He's given us some great returns, right? So I'm all in favor of keeping him. I don't want one of these other guys to boot him off the roster just because of return ability. Now, if one of these dudes is catching balls all over the place, and you know, it's undeniable that you keep them, then that's a different conversation. But I am not in favor of anybody replacing Ray McCloud. I think if anything, you find somewhere else that you can trim some fat and you go back to keeping 6 receivers like we had done. We used to do that. But then about a year or two ago, we started only keeping 5. So that's it. But I am not advocating, you know, to cut Ray McCloud. Not at all. But yeah, let's see what y'all got, man. Somebody said Snell might be traded, possibly. Looks like father-in-law Leonard made it back home. He's commenting here. Anthony Cadler. Is it Cadler or Candler? He says, I say any given opportunity can be any given time. Yeah. Dwayne Haskins takes the spot, then it opens up hope for the future even more. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it, man. I don't get the hate towards Dwayne Haskins, even the talk of him possibly doing well. I don't understand why you would root against that. He's on the team now. Oh, but as far as the rotation, my bad, because I see Kenyon is referring to some snaps here, and I never answered the original question. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Anthony McFarland. And I think Kenyon might have said just as much. He says Snell is the number 3. Yeah. There you go. I think you're going to see a lot of Anthony McFarland. I think guys like myself and Kenyon and some others knew that was going to happen when Matt Canada, you know, when he took over. Obviously, you know, he worked with him in Maryland. And, you know, when he had those breakout games, like that Ohio State game comes to mind, Matt Canada was there. So there you have it. You know, that only makes sense, right? It only makes sense. Whoa, we got another donation, man. Round of applause. Appreciate that. CT Pittman. He says, I'm glad to see the can't even read tonight, right? Glad to see the competitiveness between O and D. Lets me know the way the season ended left a bad taste in their mouths. Yes, I will agree with you with that, man. It is definitely good to hear that the defense is showing up and even the offense as well. But, you know, it's been way more impactful for me to read about what Najee is doing, not just because of him, because I think he's going to be great. He has the physical, you know, tools to do it all. But the fact that it sounds like, you know, blocking is there. And again, we're not seeing it. We're going to see it with our own eyes soon. We might not see Najee in this first game, maybe not. But at least we can see what some of these offensive guys are capable of as far as the O-line. So very excited by that. What else y'all got? I'm going to stay a few more minutes. 007 says, it's hard to evaluate the running backs when we ranked 32 last year. Yeah. The backs were only used a handful of times. That is a great point, brother. We cannot deny that as well. The offensive line was not opening holes. We were in situations where we were passing a lot. Yeah. Ballage taking someone's spot, maybe Samuels. That is a real possibility because we've heard some talk of him showing up in camp. You know, even him being worked in the passing game along with McFarland. And you know, if you're going to say where Jalen Samuels may have been the most valuable to us, it would be in the passing game. So, you know, I kind of predicted this before. I said that I felt like Jalen Samuels was probably the one that will more than likely or could more than likely be cut. You know, if you're trying to decide who you're going to keep. And I said that Ballage just has to show up. If he shows up at all, I think he gets Jalen Samuels up out the paint. I just think that happens. Let's see. Yeah, we probably could do a podcast or something, Kenyon, on music, man. Like, yeah. I made, for you guys that care to know, I made a couple of beats today. Some nice ones, in my opinion. I'm going to have to start letting y'all hear some some of these newer joints. Like maybe I'll do a side show or something and, play a beat or two just to get you guys feedback, where you can hear it at louder volume. Since I'm no longer an active MC, that fills my void right there. You say, is the hype real about James Pierre? I think so. I think so. And the reason why I say that is because we are hearing nothing but good things. Small sample size, but even just seeing, kind of how he was playing in that game in Cleveland, just, in his man-to-man matchups, he looks like he has a little something. And again, if everybody at camp is saying that he's showing up, we'll see. Like I said, we're going to get an opportunity to really see him very soon, because I can honestly say, nobody really paid attention to him from a defensive standpoint until he had to play. But now that he is, a topic of discussion, yeah, we're going to see what he has to offer. So we'll find out very soon. We'll find out very soon. I tried KJ Chicago. I tried, man. I've been a hip hop dude my whole life. And like I said, I participated in it as an active artist. Did some relatively good things. Obviously, I didn't blow up to the Drake's level, or you guys would have known me as that. But we did good. A little stint. I've had the opportunity to do some things many other people never have. I've always said it here on the show, but I'll say it again. I've been able to open for guys like Lupe Fiasco and LL Cool J and Common and Nas. And list goes on. I did a little stint in Atlanta where I was out there. And really, in case you guys want to know what happened, I'm going to be real brief here. Really, when we were starting to peak, it was around that time when the music, I don't want to say the music of today because it's starting to get a little better, but that music, that mumble rap, like really started hitting the scene, and that became popular. And I'm more of a purist, so I was always gonna stick to real MCing, real albums, storytelling, lyrics. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna go that road. And when you see the landscape, you already know what it is. When you're having meetings with labels, and we probably was gonna go stay independent anyway, but we've had meetings with Def Jam and people like that, and execs, guys at A&Rs or whatever at the labels are telling you what's the next new thing, and you might have to try this. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. Cause that's just how I am, guys. In case y'all didn't know that, I'm always real. Like I couldn't fake it. And that's the same thing with YouTube. Like we going way off on a tangent here, but I think that's what y'all appreciate, right? Even with YouTube and, with the game and stuff, and people have said, yo, man, your channel should be much bigger. And I know the tricks of YouTube. Even with gaming, I know the tricks of how you blow up, especially with games like Madden. You just be negative, and that is not genuine. I can't do anything that's not genuine for a long time, because when it starts feeling like I'm trying to do something, that's when I'm out. It's not fun. You understand what I'm saying? So, long story short, I felt the same way about music. I was never going to compromise how I felt about music because I'm a purist. I was never going to compromise my art just to try to make it. And if that meant me never becoming this mega star in hip hop, I take that. Because I got my dignity at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, that's all. Way off on a tangent right there, but y'all family. So I like to, for you guys who are, people who are going to see this on the replay ain't going to watch the whole thing anyway. It's only for you guys that are here live. Let's see. What else, man? One or two more comments, and then I'll get up out of here. I don't know, Sun Moon. Maybe one day, man. But again, and Kenya would know this. When you are an artist and you take pride in what you do, it's like, you ever hear artists say they ain't in shape? That's a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not I ain't in that type of shape no more, like with the pen. Like, I'm sure I could craft a mean 16. I mean, once an artist, always an artist, but I'm not in that no more. So it might not be the dopest, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't in that type of shape from a artist standpoint. And again, Kenyon would know exactly what I'm saying. You know, for you guys who watch Joe Budden, y'all hear him say that. It's a real thing. Like, when I was in it, the creative juices is, you know what I'm saying? But when I haven't actively tried to write, and I'm past that. But yeah, maybe one day I'll give y'all a little something. But like I said, I got songs and stuff that I could play for you guys to give you a taste of, you know, what I used to do. Yeah, see, I told you, Kenya knows what I'm saying. Debbie says, Sim, stop being political with it. That is when the rap crap hit the fan. The rap landscape started to suck. I am like that today. I am an old school hip hop snob. Yeah, and it ain't even one last thing on hip hop. It ain't even the fact that I'm not hating on what some of the newer kids are doing, because I get it. Hip hop became the new trap. Some of y'all might understand what I'm saying, some might not. But what I'm saying is, hip hop became the thing to do to get rich real quick. That's why you got so much music and the dudes ain't that talented. Now, there's some talent out there still. Some of these dudes can go. They can rap. Like I said, Lil Baby, he's nice for that genre. You know, he can rap. The Baby can rap. You know, he might make those, you know, songs that sell, but some of these dudes got talent, but a lot of these dudes just off the street. It's the new trap. All they got to do is put a nice hook to it, get creative, and with a little dance. It's so easy now. Talent is not required. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you have so much trash. Where back in the day, you know, if you had to be nice. And the thing about old school hip hop, and Debbie would appreciate this, or anybody else listening to this that, you know, you guys might be older than me. You know, some of you guys out here, you know, 50 or higher, whatever, y'all would remember there was a time when you had people like the Cool G Raps or the KRS-Ones and, you know, the Rakims, those people, right? And they laid a foundation, the Big Daddy Kane. And then when you got into more of the era that kind of raised me, was like that 90s hip hop. Like, they took it to another level. You know, the Jay-Z's and the Nas's and the Bigs and Buster. I mean, plenty of people. I can't sit here and name everybody. Guys like Black Thought, like, they took it to the next level. But the foundation was still there. Now that foundation ain't there no more. And that's the part that's, 3,000. Come on, man, 3 stacks. That goes what I was saying. That's the problem. The foundation isn't there. And that's the difference when you hear people like Debbie say they're old school, because even you listen to a Rakim and you listen to a Nas, see what I'm saying? Nas might have took it to another level, another gear, but it's still the foundation. It ain't like that no more. Somehow it took a left turn, man, and it's just unfortunate. But I see y'all some real hip hop fans out here. Thought we was talking about Steelers. Oh yeah, see guys like Ransom can go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some of these guys that's coming up that, because it's starting to come back. I think with the with what J. Cole and Kendrick did, and like I said, even Drake when he raps, those 3 guys were the kind of the 3-headed monster of that generation, and it birthed other guys like your Ransoms and guys like that was like, oh, okay, it is okay to really rap. The Griseldas of the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, but Kendrick is my guy. I'm waiting for K-Dot, man. K-Dot is that. Yeah, and Black Thought. And like Black Thought and dudes like Royce, the Five, those dudes are aliens, man. They on some other stuff. No doubt, Kenya. Absolutely. Kendrick my dude. I'm waiting for Dot to come back, man. That's my man's right there. But all right, man, let's get off of this, man. I hope you guys appreciated and enjoyed that little rap segment. But throw one thing else, one more thing out there at me. Throw another Steelers comment, one more comment. The very next one that comes up, I'll talk about that, and then we're gone. And yes, absolutely, Rest in peace to Big Marquis, man. A legend, a hip hop legend, and it's funny, man, because even when he passed, the media said the guy that was known for picking boogers, and I'm like, if that's all you know, then you don't know. That's the only thing you know Biz for. Yeah, you really don't know. Let's see. No, he's not, Dickie. He's not. I would have to explain that another time. I won't do it here tonight, but that whole thing with him and Lupe and Mickey it's the equivalent of it's the equivalent of the Takeover and Ether. Royce went more rapper, right? He more song. Lupe went more disrespectful. And it's the general public will never judge that correctly because it's two different angles. Love them both, but it's the same thing I always say about Jay's Takeover and Nas's Ether. Nas's Ether had a huge impact because of the style of song it was, right? Like it was straight dissing, your big lips, and da-da-da-da, so that's going to hit people harder. But most artists say Takeover was better. And I say that too. And I love Jay and Nas. I have no dog in the fight. I love both of them. They're two of my favorites. But Takeover was better than Ether from a artistic standpoint. Everybody don't listen like that though, so I'm not even gonna go nerd on you guys. But yeah, go listen to that Royce again. If you thought, bruh, what he did on that song as far as dog, all of the different pockets, he put on a rap clinic on that song. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, and again, I love Lupe too. So it's like, I never really have a dog in the fight with a lot of these. I love when the top dogs go at it. I would have preferred Lupe to stick more to rap. And he went more disrespectful. But anyway, anything else? Here we go. One more still a comment. He says, Buddy Johnson is going to be good. I hope so. Middle linebacker, I'm curious to see who is going to emerge there too. We all know that Vince Williams is gone. Expect Robert Spillane to be the guy beside Devin Bush. It's good to hear that Devin Bush looks like himself. We're hearing that he didn't really lose any speed, so that's great. But let's see. I think UG3 will be in the mix as well, man, with him being more healthy. So I think we have a nice, decent young crop. I do like Buddy Johnson, and more I've looked at his film. Let's see what happens. But again, you're gonna have to expect that Spillane is going to get to go, more than likely. We can't forget about Marcus Allen either, being converted. So we'll see. But all right, man, I've talked way too much tonight. About other stuff. So let me go ahead and get out of here. And I see Minnie Jordan says, Skills VA, another nice rapper. Yeah, that's my guy. Like I know Skills personally. He's from Richmond. That's my dude. I've been in the same studios. Skills has come to our studio before where I used to record. Good brother. And yeah, anybody that know Mad Skills, he's another nice one, man. I've heard this dude freestyle for like 30 minutes off the dome. And last thing I will say really quick about Virginia, since I am born and raised in Richmond, I got to go out on a limb and say this. Virginia sound. Yeah, we have some of the craziest producers that hip-hop has ever heard. Some. When I say hip-hop, I'm talking about R&B too. Now, I'm not discounting. There's so many people. I mean, your Premiers and Pete Rocks. I mean, it's so many people. But when you think about one thing, if you're from Virginia that you could be proud about, especially if you're a music guy like me, Virginia created their own sound. Timbaland, Missy, Pharrell and the Neptunes. And you got to say Neptunes. It ain't just Pharrell. It's Chad Hugo as well. Knots. Hip-hop people should know who Knots is. And another dude who's one of my favorites, Bink. Go look up Bink. He's produced songs that some of y'all have no idea that it was him. Bink, one of the nicest hip dude. Some of them songs that if you guys were Rockefeller fans, some of your favorite songs were produced by Bink. That's all I'm saying. Virginia. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And let's not forget Pusha T, who's a hip hop guy. He's not a producer, but I'm just talking about from a production standpoint. It just makes me proud, man, because, you know, even growing up, Virginia was always that forgotten place. You know, that's why even when Skill's first album was called From Where, because people used to always be like, you from where? So that's what's up. But all right, man, let me get out of here, man. Dietrich said he's from VA too. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm from Richmond, man. Born and raised. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'll holler at y'all later, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight, man. I went long tonight, but it's been so good to be back live with y'all, man. I've been missing this. It's been good. So we definitely will come back to you guys on Thursday. We'll do a post game, and it'll just be more reflections from you guys. Because like I said, I'm going to be doing my other podcast. Maybe some of y'all will peek your head in there and give me some updates. I'll be trying to watch the game and doing the podcast. But after the game, we'll have a discussion. You know, whatever I don't know, you guys can tell me who looked good, right? So we'll start that post-game show this coming Thursday. And I'm going to position this to Kenyon and Tony if Tony can make it. How about next Tuesday we do a still table? Sounds good. If you guys are available, this will be a great time to do another, you know, still table right after the first preseason game, get some thoughts out there, and then maybe we'll do another one right before the season starts. And also I want to challenge the ladies of Still a Nation. When you all are ready, y'all know y'all welcome to come back on. I know y'all had mentioned to me a month or so ago that you're getting some ideas together, but whenever you're ready, let's push that button as well, because the fans deserve to hear you guys once again. But all right, man, I'm out of here. Y'all be good. Stay safe. God bless. Don't forget to do that. Subscribe. Cut on the notification. Hit that like button. And I thank you guys for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday. Peace.